You're not going to believe it. We're hacking our way back on TV. Stay tuned. Dr. John Stamey's coming up next. Don't get hacked. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Myrtle Beach Lighting. We're focused on computer security. And we're visiting with Dr. John Stamey, an assistant professor of computer science at Coastal Carolina University. Good morning, Dr. Stamey.
Good morning, Greg. How are you doing? You got me out early today.
It is kind of strange to see you up at 7 a.m. here at Myrtle Beach Lighting. We got these folks up early to get in here.
That's right. It's all good.
It is. And what about the setting? This place is amazing.
It's beautiful.
It is incredible. It goes on and on and on. It seems like I was thinking I popped into the bathroom real quick before we started, and the lighting there is fantastic. It's fantastic all over the place.
Found a clock that I want to buy at the door. So.
Did you really?
Maybe they'll take my money by the time we're done.
Oh,
right?
That's right. Here at 7:30. That's good. Great to see you again. And, of course, do you mind if we call you John?
Please do.
I'm sure a lot of viewers
I want everyone to call me John.
Know you as Professor Stamey or Dr. Stamey. Until recently it was Mr. Stamey. I understand you got a doctorate recently.
Yeah, that's right. I finished my doctorate at North Carolina State. August the 10th, I commuted back and forth for 3 years. You talk about a long drive through Chadbourn.
Oh, yeah.
At night coming back.
Up through Robertson County. Obviously, a lot of our viewers are up there. Chadbourn.
That's exactly right.
Watching Fox 43. Maybe some of the folks you stopped at the gas station or otherwise will see you and recognize that guy.
Probably not. There weren't any people at the gas station.
Oh, really?
I was the only one getting gas that night. So
That's hilarious. That must have been exciting pursuing a doctorate. It's a pretty big deal.
It's a huge deal, and it took a lot of time, and I was able to concentrate on some things that really interest me. One is computer security, and they got a number of people at North Carolina State that do a lot of research in that. I've been doing research myself, for a number of years. I kind of got my doctorate late in the business, but I've always been interested in security ever since about 5.5 years ago. I had my first little internet venture. I had one server, and then all of a sudden we were down. We had millions and millions of people trying to send us messages. It was called a denial of service attack. I was down for a week. I didn't know what to do. And so this is one of those things you learn the hard way. Experience is really the best teacher in computer security.
And why would someone do that to you? And why would millions of people be doing email attacks at your server?
It's amazing how that particular thing works. There are a group of people in the world that just don't have enough things to do. And they will sit around. In fact, they come in 3 categories. I'll tell you about the 3 categories of people. Then I'll tell you about that particular attack, and it's kind of amazing. First of all, there's something called script kiddies. That's a new term for you.
That is. Viewers, make sure you pick that up. Script kiddies.
Script kiddies. Those are people that don't really have a lot of experience, but they can go out on the web and they can find programs and routines and instructions, step-by-step instructions on just how to hack into someone's computer. They read it, they try it, they learn. They do it because it's exciting, maybe because it's a little dishonest, or for whatever reason they do it. And they can cause some damage. They're really more of a nuisance than anything else. However, if they get a little bit better at it and learn a little bit about programming, they become real hackers. Hackers can do some serious damage. They sit around, they will poll internet service providers, they will find people that come online, they will scan the back of your computer to see if they can get in. They'll try to get in, they'll try to see what they can do. I'll never forget when I popped a brand new computer on a network, and I won't say whose network it was. I popped one on. It wasn't 3 minutes later, somebody had found me and was trying to get in one of the ports. Of course, I had it secured. But someone was trying to get in after 3 minutes. People just sit around and do this. Again, they don't have enough to do. They need to be reading the Myrtle Beach Herald, or they need to be taking great courses at Coastal Carolina University.
Yeah.
So anyway, those are what we just call regular hackers. They can do some damage. They can do a lot of damage to people's individual computers. Then when you have advanced hackers, they're really at the criminal level. First of all, you don't know who they are. They can cover their tracks so well. They can even implicate you if they wish.
No.
And you weren't even there. You were out helping Tom O'Dare cover a story or something,
Which I do often.
That's exactly right. But they can implicate you. They can fake an attack coming from your computer at your house, No one will ever know where it came from. And they can do serious damage. They do a lot of corporate espionage. They break into companies' machines. They've broken into the government's computer, Social Security Administration, a number of corporations. And I'll tell you one thing, corporations will not report how much they lose from hacking attacks and viruses and Trojans. They can't. It would just stagger your mind.
They don't want folks to know.
Well, it's not something that you really want to know, and it doesn't say that your security is bad. It's just that every day a new security hole is found out. Now, here's an interesting thing. Have you ever heard of something called a zero-day exploit?
Zero-day exploit? No.
This is an interesting thing. There will be, say, a known program, an e-commerce system out there that a lot of people use. And all of a sudden, someone will come up with a news story that says, oh, you'd better be careful about this program because there's a potential hack that's available. Mm-hmm. And if a hacker can somehow exploit that within 24 hours, mm-hmm. that's called a zero-day exploit. And it makes them quite famous in that underground world of hacking. That's what they go for. So those are the advanced hackers.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think this is all illegal stuff, though, right?
It is morally and ethically, it's wrong.
Aren't there some serious levels of illegality, though, going on, like the corporate?
There are, but you've got one problem here. All the spyware that comes on your computers. In fact, it doesn't matter any website you go to, you can get spyware on your computer. And companies use that to track things. Mm-hmm. They use that to track how many people go to Yahoo, how many people go to Google, how many people do this or that. If you're unlucky enough to have some adware that besieges your computer with pop-ups,
right?
They will look at the websites that you go to. They will figure out what you like, and you will get pop-ups.
Ugh, jeez.
In that flavor. They want to tailor it. If I'm going to a conference where am I going? I'm going to a conference in Missouri.
Right.
And I'm going to be looking online for airfares to Missouri for a day or two. Well, if I had a serious problem with pop-ups, I would start getting airfare offers to Missouri and Chicago and areas like that. They're going to really target you. And a lot of people, believe it or not, they'll just go ahead and click on those, and it's basically a validation of, sure, it's okay for you to be doing this. It's not fair. There is more and more legislation that's going to be added to help protect us. But right now, it's hard to protect people. Mm-hmm. First of all, you get a virus, you get pop-ups, you get Trojans. Most people don't even know what to do.
No, sure.
Sometimes they just have to cry and they go out somewhere and pay somebody a good bit of money, $100 to $200, to clean their computer out. That may be all that they know how to do.
Sure.
The best thing to do is be careful where you go on the web. Make sure you know exactly what the sites are that you visit. I visit the same old sites all the time, and they're all pretty safe. I visit a lot of academic sites. I visit a lot of news sites, computer news sites. Wall Street Journal is believe it or not, Wall Street Journal is a great source for computer security.
Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Why?
They just have a lot of articles. They're smart people.
And what about some of our viewers who may not spend a lot of time on the net, but are still concerned about it because of the impact, how it impacts others around them, their family members, business they associate with? What are some things that folks could do, or some places they could learn about computer security issues, just to have a better idea when they're talking to their friends or relatives or loved ones?
Interesting that you asked me that question. You just gave me a lead into this week's internet column.
In the Myrtle Beach Herald.
In the Myrtle Beach Herald,
I love
that's
that
right.
paper, yeah.
Oh, I love that paper, too. And in fact, at the end of this month, we'll complete 2 years of internet columns.
Is that right? At the end of January? That's right.
At the end of January. It started the 1st of February in 2005.
That's exactly right. And it's fascinating when you think about internet columns, and of course they're so rare, so few and far between. To know that a community newspaper in Myrtle Beach has got something like that's a great testament to the internet.
And I try to make it so that people in the community can really learn something. You ask me what should you do. The first thing you should do is have good antivirus software and make sure it's updated. I'm sorry, it's going to cost you $20, $30, $40, or $50, or $60 a year, but it's absolutely worth it. You can't live without it. Norton or Symantec or McAfee.
So when those things pop up and say, you need to do this, you've got 28 days, you need to do it.
You need to do it. And the other one that is available for home, personal use only, that's free, is called Avast. And Avast is really good. I use that. I've got a couple of laptops that I use it on, and I really don't have any problems. I'm, working at Coastal, I have the advantage of the corporate protection,
Right.
that they have from some of the antivirus software. But for just a box that someone will give me to look at or work or use in my research, I'll pop Avast on there, and it works really well.
And it's free.
It's free, as long as it's for personal use. If it's not for personal use, don't cheat. Pay $50, pay $45, whatever it is, and buy the right protection. That's the right thing to do. The next thing that you should be sure to do is enable your firewall. Windows XP has a firewall. A firewall, in construction, a firewall is the separator between two areas that will give you some burn time. If there's a fire in one, it will take a certain amount of time to burn through and get to the next area. And so that metaphor has been used in the computer science world to talk about firewalls and the protection from the outside of the internet getting into your personal computer. So make sure that your firewall is enabled. And it's very simple. If you don't know how to do it, just go to My Computer and go on Help and say, how do I enable my firewall? Or just type that into your favorite search engine, Google or Yahoo, and immediately you'll see the link. And Microsoft is very good about giving you instructions on how to enable your firewall. So
Right.
those are the two things that you've got to do.